Okay, let's unpack this frustration that, well, so many of us feel. You put in maybe 4 decades of work, you scrimp, you save, and the big reward is, what, a few good years at 65 if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's that traditional path, the slow lane to retirement. It's kind of the default setting for a lot of people.
But today, we're diving into a completely different route.
Yeah.
The Fastlane, right?
Yeah.
Based on MJ DeMarco's book, The Millionaire Fastlane.
Exactly. And what's really striking is how deeply that slow lane thinking is just baked into our culture.
Totally.
We're almost, programmed to think it's the only responsible way. But DeMarco's whole point is a direct challenge to that.
How so?
Well, the slow lane is fundamentally built on this linear link between your time and your income. You work an hour, you get paid for an hour. And it relies on compound interest working its magic over, like, decades.
Decades, exactly. And for you listening, maybe you're looking for ways to, gain knowledge efficiently, maybe get to financial freedom a bit faster. This is really crucial stuff. Is there a way to actually speed up that wealth journey beyond just waiting patiently? That's the big question we're digging into today.
Right.
Our mission here is to explore the core ideas of this fast lane philosophy, see how they actually work, and help you figure out if maybe this alternative path clicks with your own goals.
Makes sense.
So let's start with the basic landscape DeMarco lays out, these 3 lanes. We mentioned the slow lane. What are the other 2?
Okay, so first there's the sidewalk. That's pretty straightforward, basically living paycheck to paycheck. Doesn't matter how much you earn, really, nothing's being built up.
Right, just treading water.
Then you've got the slow lane, which we've touched on that traditional path. Steady job, save consistently, invest slowly over time.
Okay.
And then the fast lane. So what's the fundamental difference? What really sets the fast lane apart?
The big thing with the fast lane, right, it's about building scalable businesses. Think of them as systems.
The systems.
Yeah,
exactly.
systems that generate income in a way that isn't directly tied hour for hour to your time.
Ah, okay. So detaching time from income.
Exactly. Think about a typical salaried professional, even someone earning a really good salary. They're still trading their time for money. That's slow lane.
Standard model.
Now, contrast that with, say, Toby Lutke at Shopify. He didn't just get a high-paying job. He built an entire platform.
The massive system.
A massive system. And that platform helps tons of other businesses and makes money 24/7, whether Toby's actively working on it at that exact moment or not.
That's a powerful contrast. And it's a fundamental mind shift, isn't it? How you even think about creating wealth.
Totally.
The slow lane, it's constrained by time. You only have so many hours you can physically work.
Right.
But the fast lane, that's about creating leverage, building things that can multiply your effort.
And that connects directly back to you, the listener, wanting efficiency, right? Why wait decades if there might be a faster, more leveraged way?
Precisely. It's a compelling question.
Okay, so it's not just about how you make money, but also, DeMarco argues, we need to rethink what wealth even means. It's not just the number in your bank account at retirement.
Not at all. His definition is much broader. It includes your health, definitely your relationships, and critically, your freedom.
Freedom, like time freedom.
Time freedom, choice freedom.
Yeah.
Both. He uses this great thought experiment. Imagine you have a business, right? It makes, say, $15,000 a month. Pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
But it only takes about 10 hours of your active work each week. You might not be a millionaire on paper yet.
But you've got a ton of freedom.
Exactly. You have a level of freedom that someone maybe earning way more in a demanding job just doesn't have the time for.
That really reframes it. So instead of just aiming for a big pot of money way down the line.
Yeah, you start thinking about the lifestyle you actually want.
Okay, so the question changes. It's not just how much cash do I need to retire. It's more like,
what kind of life do I want to live, like now or soon? And how can I build a system that funds that life A&D, gives me my time back?
okay, system building. And that brings us to a key fast lane strategy, leveraging time.
Right, and this is where DeMarco really pushes back against the almost religious focus on compound interest in traditional finance advice.
Yeah, he definitely pours some cold water on just patiently waiting for decades while your money slowly grows.
It's not that compounding is bad per se, but his argument is, look, if you value your youth, your energy, your ability to actually enjoy life, waiting 40 years is, well...
It's slow. Very slow.
Very slow. Yeah. So the fast lane way is about creating these income systems that aren't directly tied to you showing up and doing the work hour by hour.
Okay.
These systems, they can grow, they can generate revenue, ideally without your constant hands-on involvement.
So, like, what kind of systems are we talking about? Give me some examples.
Well, think about the creator economy. YouTube channels, right? You make a video once.
And it can earn ad money for years.
For years, potentially.
Mhm.
Or e-commerce. Amazon sellers, their products are being sold globally, 247.
Right, while they sleep.
Exactly. Or software developers creating apps that solve a problem for people continuously. Online course creators build it once, sell it many times.
The common thread there seems to be decoupling income from your immediate time.
That's the absolute core of it. It's not about working more hours necessarily. It's about building something that works for you.
Which, again, really speaks to that desire for efficiency, for a potentially faster path.
Definitely. Now, how do you know if a business idea actually fits this Fastlane model? DeMarco lays out 5 commandments. They're like filters.
Okay, commandments. Sounds
Yep.
serious. Let's break them down. Number 1 is control.
Control, yeah. This means you need to own the system, own the core assets, make the key decisions. You're not just, say, an affiliate relying 100% on someone else's platform that could change overnight.
Or an employee.
Or an employee, right. As an employee, you're trading skills for pay, but you don't control the ship, and your income has a ceiling set by someone else.
Makes sense. You need to be in the driver's seat.
Exactly. Without that control, you're vulnerable. Your income, your future, it's kind of in someone else's hands. Not true independence.
Got it. What's commandment number 2?
Number 2 is entry. And this one's interesting. He argues the barrier to entry should be based on skill, not just ease.
Meaning, not something anyone can just jump into easily.
Precisely. If literally anyone can copy exactly what you're doing tomorrow with no effort, the market gets flooded, right?
Yeah.
Profits get competed away.
So you need something defensible. A skill, knowledge.
Some specialized knowledge, a unique angle, a real skill set. Something that creates a bit of a moat,
Okay. Commandment 3.
3 is need. Seems basic, but it's huge. Your business has to solve a real problem or fill a genuine need that people are willing to pay for.
Not just something you think is cool or you're passionate about.
Right. It has to connect with actual market demand. We'll come back to the passion thing later. It's a key point.
Okay. Need. What's number 4?
Number 4 is time. We've kind of covered this, but it's crucial. A real Fastlane business decouples your income from your direct personal time. It shouldn't grind to a halt the second you step away.
Got it. Needs to run without you being there every minute. And the 5th one.
5th is scale. Your business needs the potential to reach a large audience. It can't be inherently limited to, say, your local neighborhood or the number of hours you can personally work.
So think big reach.
Think big reach. DeMarco often uses Instagram as an example. It solved a need, simple visual sharing. It scaled globally incredibly fast. Its operation wasn't tied to the founder's constant hourly input after it was built.
And it sold for a huge amount relatively quickly.
Exactly. It hit all those commandments.
And he has a pretty blunt warning tied to these, doesn't he? The brutal truth.
He does. Basically, if your business would stop making money the instant you stopped working in it, it's not a Fastlane business. Simple as that. Even if it makes good money while you're working.
Okay, that's a clear line in the sand. Now, what about regular jobs? Is he just saying, quit your job?
No, not at all. That's a common misconception. He's not anti-job inherently. Jobs are obviously useful for income now, getting skills, experience.
Maybe even funding your initial Fastlane idea.
Absolutely. His issue is with the delusion that a job itself is the primary path to real wealth and freedom.
He uses an analogy for a job, right? Something that an IV drip.
Yeah, like a slow IV drip of income. But someone else controls the flow rate?
And they can just turn it off.
Exactly. They can pull the plug anytime. And he talks from experience, He was a limo driver.
Right, I remember that.
And he realized this is it. Trading hours for dollars, limited control, limited leverage. That's what pushed him to build his online limo directory. The system, something he could automate, something that could scale way beyond his own hours. And eventually he sold it for millions. That's his own Slowlane to Fastlane story.
That really shows the difference. Earning versus building an asset. Okay, another idea that might surprise people. Prioritizing value over passion, especially early on.
Yeah, this one really goes against the grain of a lot of startup advice, doesn't it? Follow your passion.
Right, that's the usual mantra.
DeMarco flips it. He basically says, look, the market doesn't really care about your passion. It cares if you can solve its problems. It cares about value.
So the starting point isn't what am I passionate about? It's more
what problems exist that I can solve effectively for other people. Lead with the value you provide.
But where does passion fit in that? Doesn't that matter for motivation?
It does, but he argues passion often develops later. It comes after you get good at something, after you start seeing success, getting positive feedback, making an impact.
Interesting. Like competence breeds passion.
Kind of, yeah.
Huh?
Think about Phil Knight founding Nike. Was he initially just wildly passionate about shoe design above all else? Or did he spot a market need for better, cheaper running shoes?
Probably the market need first.
Right. He
Uh-huh.
set out to solve that problem, meet that need. The passion for Nike, the brand, the business that likely grew enormously with the success.
But couldn't you burn out just solving problems you don't care about at all?
That's a fair point. And he'd likely say, find problems that at least spark some intellectual curiosity. You don't have to be obsessed, but find something you find interesting to solve. The main thing is, lead with value for others.
Okay.
Then the passion can catch up as you build mastery and see your impact.
So for you listening, if you're not sure where to start, maybe look for problems first. Focus on skills, providing value.
Yeah, and trust that the passion, the engagement, it might well follow once you start getting good at it and building something real.
Which leads perfectly into maybe the most critical piece,
Yeah.
execution.
Oh, absolutely. DeMarco hammers this home again and again. Ideas are cheap. Everyone has ideas.
But making it happen is everything.
Everything. Execution is what creates wealth. It's the doing.
He has that great quote, something about finished.
Yeah. The world rewards finished, not started. Pow.
That's blunt.
It is. Yeah. But it's true, right? Just having the idea gets you nowhere. You have to build it, launch it, get it out there.
And not wait for perfection.
Definitely not. He talks a lot about minimum viable products, MVPs. Get something basic out the door. Get real feedback from actual users.
And then iterate. Improve based on what the market tells you.
Exactly. Instead of spending years polishing something in secret, only to find out nobody actually wants it. Get it out, learn, adapt. Messy action is better than perfect inaction.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this all up. The core message of the Fastlane. It's not about just waiting for retirement way off in the distance.
No, it's about being strategic now. Building systems that can give you freedom, not just money, but time freedom much, much sooner.
And it's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that time is finite.
It's the one resource you can't get back. None of us know how much we have. So the Fastlane encourages you to think about creating the life you want now, not deferring it indefinitely.
He leaves us with a challenge, right? A core question to ask ourselves.
He does, essentially. What can I create that delivers real value to other people but doesn't need me there every single hour to keep it running?
That's the $1 million or maybe the freedom dollar question.
That's the Fastlane question, yeah.
And the call to action isn't necessarily some huge life-altering move tomorrow morning.
No, just take one atomic step, as he might put it. Just one small thing.
Like what?
Sketch out an idea, research a niche, talk to one potential customer, learn a new tool or skill. Just do something. Take some messy, imperfect action today.
Because the ultimate goal here isn't just the money, is it?
No, according to DeMarco, and it's hard to argue, true freedom is the goal.
Freedom.
And the Fastlane, well, it's one potential map for getting there sooner while you still have the time and energy to really enjoy it.